It took 8 months of programming, testing, and tweaking, but I finally solved the missing piece most people do not have to finish automating their Etsy print on demand stores. That is right. If you stick around in this video or in this podcast or however you're listening and watching, I am an Etsy seller for the last couple of years. I'm not going to pretend that I've been the most successful, but I have cracked a lot of the codes to the most efficient automation and production aspects of running a print on demand business. Now pulling back the curtain for you guys to show you how I was able to automate the remainder of my Etsy print on demand stores for free with free programs as long as you're using a Windows computer. So sorry to you Mac folks, but we can get into that topic later on. And if you stick around to the end, I have a special giveaway for you listeners who want to achieve the same. So a quick background on myself and my journey with Etsy Print on Demand. I got into this about 2.5 years ago. Like most of you, I saw a lot of the videos on YouTube showing that you can make some pretty serious cash with some relatively low amount of work on the front end. Little did I know it was going to consume way more time and effort than I ever wanted to. But then I got into the field of different programs and techniques and skills to make that process much more efficient. In that journey, I discovered certain tools like Flying Uploads, which are fantastic. Tom and his team have created one of the best products out there. I'm not an affiliate, although I'd love to be. I've also used different research tools such as Sales Samurai, currently using Everbee, which is probably the easiest to integrate with your keyword research. But that's not really why I'm here tonight to talk to you guys. And I do apologize that this is not the most polished or edited video. I don't really have time for that right now, as I do have a lot on my plate with other projects and work. So essentially where a lot of Etsy sellers I've noticed have a hang up is being able to have consistent engagement with the platform on a day-to-day basis. If you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a working professional or maybe you're a serial entrepreneur, dedicating time to Etsy can feel like a monumental task, especially when you're sitting there doing repetitive tasks over and over again, such as modifying your SEO and your keywords, your tags, your titles, uploading listing images. It gets very tedious. It gets very repetitive and boring. And quite frankly, after a long day of work or running around with your family, most people just don't have the energy to sit there and do that for any significant amount of time. Or if you do and you're not seeing the results that you wanted, it feels really easy to give up. So thankfully, we live in 2023 and the 21st century. There are ways to automate your engagement with Etsy without having to subscribe to different tools. And that's not to put down any of those awesome programs that I mentioned earlier. But like most of you, I'm also looking for ways to save as much money while being the most effective with this beast that is Etsy Print on Demand. And in order to do that, I discovered Power Automate, specifically Power Automate Desktop. It is a free Windows program, part of the Microsoft suite. If your computer is somewhat decent, you can download this program and relatively easily throw together some basic programming sequences without actually having to know programming languages. So if you're a rock programmer like myself, I don't actually really know programming, but I could figure out how to strong arm some basic functions to make the computer do what I want it to do. That's where it took me about 8 months of tweaking and modifying and programming, but I was finally able to compile and complete a relatively simple code. And when I say relatively simple, it's not a simple code in and of itself, but it interacts with the computer in a simple way using keystrokes that it emulates and mouse movements. I then coupled that with using a program called AutoHotkey to create a couple of .exe files that would launch my Power Automate desktop sequences. And in order to randomize this to run when I am literally sleeping, I hooked it up to Windows Task Scheduler, and I'll get into that later on, but you can set a different parameter for your task, start dates, end dates, by how much you want to randomize the start time. Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it a couple hours? That's completely up to you, and that's built into your Windows and Microsoft system. So when all of this was finished being set up, I hook it up to a second monitor, it being my laptop, and I have the laptop project only onto the second screen. I'm then able to turn off the second screen, whether it's a TV monitor or a second PC screen, and my laptop will run all night if I want it to, or at those designated times. And when I wake up in the morning, the Power Automate desktop program spits out a simple report on OneNote telling me where in the sequence it stopped engaging and interacting with Etsy. So what exactly did I program this sequence to do? I have it set up currently to upload all of my listing mockups to all of the products that I dictate, and to also modify tags or titles and descriptions if I want. So right now I just have it modifying the tags. All of it runs off of an Excel spreadsheet. I automated, because I'm a little bit of a nerd, I automated the programming on the Excel spreadsheet. So when you download all of your shop data from Etsy, you can plug and play 3 or 4 different columns worth of information. No, it's like 2 or 3 different columns worth of information into Excel. And then I drag the top column all the way down to the last row in each of those columns, and it will automatically update all of my tags and titles, file locations. So it gets a little bit technical there, but I do have a very succinct roadmap to lay this out. As a test, I was able to get a brand new Etsy print-on-demand store through Printify up and running in under 24 hours and fully automated. So it is incredibly powerful once you understand how to set up these systems. And as Grant Cardone says, understanding and building systems is the $1 million key to a business if you are able to do that. So this is where I'm really personally super excited. I will be able to launch and conduct a live course on how to do this step by step. I have not done this before, and as you guys are the first listeners and subscribers, the first 5 to sign up will get a really cheap price for this, $50. Again, no subscriptions, no recurring fees. I get annoyed with those, seeing my credit card bills every month. I'll just lay the roadmap out for you guys. We'll go through it. You can get a little bit of one-on-one mentoring and help with some of the technical issues. For the second 5 people to sign up, it'll be $100, and for everybody else, it'll be $150. So once we have at least 10 to 15 people sign up, I will then announce a live course date. I'm shooting to have this live course within the next 2 to 3 weeks. It'll probably take a couple different sessions, so we'll look at doing like a Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon, so as not to interfere with people's schedules. The special surprise here at the end of the video, as I am a very busy guy myself, I don't have time to sit down and edit a bunch of YouTube videos or create shorts. So if anybody out there is super skilled and savvy with YouTube editing and creating thumbnails, if you're able to create 2 to 4 catchy shorts based on this content, and a polished YouTube video, again with thumbnails and some good edits, then I will give away the sign up fee to you for free. Just send me a sample of some work you've done, and we'll go from there. So in order to sign up, this is very important. If you want to sign up for this course, go ahead and like this video. It greatly helps out the content and the algorithm and in getting this information to more people. Go ahead and subscribe for more. I know I don't post that often, but I do have a bunch of information that I will continue to give out if people find it useful, as I've kind of honed in a lot of these skill sets. And go ahead and DM me in YouTube or on Instagram if you're seeing this on Instagram. So like, comment, subscribe, and go ahead and send me a DM. And yeah, we'll go from there. Super excited to help some other folks out and getting their stores up and running, and really honing in on that last piece of the algorithm in Etsy, which is engaging with the platform daily, which is the hardest thing to do. So this is a guaranteed way to do that. I've been doing this for months. It has resulted in us seeing increased sales, increased daily views. It really does fill that last puzzle piece for Etsy Print on Demand. You got to have good products, obviously, good listings, good SEO, and you got to be able to get a lot of that done pretty quickly. But that last missing piece that I really haven't seen anywhere else in the industry is being able to consistently engage with Etsy every single day without actually having to sit at the computer and do it yourself. Oh, and last bit of bonus information, if you want to know how to do this while you're out of the house, I figured out a way to run these processes through remote access on your cell phone or your tablet. I've done it while I was traveling or while I was out looking at houses or grocery shopping with the family. So I do have a bunch of information that I'm super excited to give away to you guys. So with that, I'm signing off and looking forward to working with y'all. See ya.